Tanche, Nes Sekasan, Kalyn Kodiak, Nian Apekyak, Sancha Fleshe, Esclay Dr. Razin. My family is from Lethbridge and Pincher Creek. I'm a Delorme, and my name is Kalyn Kodiak. I'm a sash weaver and a herbalist. I wanted to tell you about my Métis heritage and how I learned about it and how I was raised with it, and also how I became a herbalist. So my family have been in Lethbridge and Pincher Creek area for about 7 generations. My son is the 7th generation. We've been trading in the area for about 10 generations that we know of, maybe longer. So they were in River Valley before then, and we've been on the prairies for a really long time. And my great-great-grandma wrote about her journey from Manitoba to Pincher Creek, and I relate so much to what she wrote about her life in the 1800s, because I was lucky to, as a child, go out and experience a lot of the same things that she did. In that space, there was definitely some special little glades and special little bits of the brook that they just really drew me in, and I really felt, this spot is especially pretty. The sound of running water always gets me. The sound of poplar leaves rustling, this dappled shade. I love poplars, are beautiful. I love them. So find a space that feels special and feels like your own, and then sit on the earth, and nothing is more solid than the earth. So if you're feeling anything less than your most solid self, and then just feel how held you are, how safe and held you are. You can't fall. You're extremely protected when you're sitting on the ground in a safe place. And then let that safety and that grounding into your heart. This is July and early August, the Moulting Moon. And it's the new moon right now. So there's a tiny sliver of moon in the sky. So the Moulting Moon is when birds are losing their feathers. And my understanding is that they're losing their feathers at a time of year when they have energy to replace them. So they're not focusing on mating or raising babies, but they're not focused on migrating yet. They have this little space in the summer, Moulting Moon. In my community, we never called it the Moulting Moon, so maybe because I've run with a lot of herbalists, to me it was always berry moon, and it's the time of year when most of our delicious berries are super ripe. Here's our little indigenous chokecherry, Taquamina. It takes some experience to know any of the berries from each other, because they're definitely berries that look just like this. And there's one that is called baneberry, and it's super poison. I wouldn't advise you to go out berry picking or herb picking without an elder or a herbalist or somebody else in the know. I always remember the midship name for this because it's a pretty easy one when you know the English word. Saskatoon berry is Saskatoonina. It's a little woody berry that we also call le poire, like a pear in French. Anyway, super important berry that we put in pemmican. It's one of our favorite ones to use. It helps to keep pemmican fresh. Something in the branches keeps the oil fresh. So that's pretty cool. This particular bush he's not having his best year, but everything goes in cycles. So I'm sure he'll do well in the future. This is our famous wild rose or prairie rose. There's the hips on them, the fruit here, they're still green right now. There's just a tinge of pink on some of them, but this is a very important winter nutrient for us, for our immune systems, and for colds and flus and health in general. In Michif, this is, it has 2 names. It's Caminacus, or it's Le Bon Petit Rose, the good little rose. So we'll come back and harvest this in September or October. My dream would be that kids would do a lot of what I did when I was young, because I feel it really benefited me, to go around each flower and look and sniff it and maybe pull it apart and learn about it, and then in time you learn things about the environment through those plants, and just about life too, like life lessons that probably everybody ascribes their own meaning to, but for me I've had some profound life lessons from observing plants and talking to them. A stewardship is a relationship where you agree to take care of each other, essentially. We're taking care of the land. It's always taking care of us, so we're just doing our part. Just like our ancestors, we would plant things that we wanted. If there was a great patch of Saskatoons here, we would make sure we're dropping enough Saskatoon berries that it's gonna grow a little every year. This relationship over time allows us to monitor the the forest and see what foods are there. And every year there's something a little different. And things go through their cycles, and it's so nice to be able to watch it all and learn from it all, you know? So I find nature really healing in that way. Wakotowin is the Cree word for kinships, and how we have a relationship with all of the animals, plants, and bugs and funguses and everything on the earth. And it includes the water, all the things we think of as the non-animate parts of the landscape too. They all have their own energy, and there's a type of sentience to them. When you have a relationship with a friend, then you do nice things for your friend, and they do nice things for you, and you do it out of the love in your heart, right? That's what, you know, really being friends is just doing things because you know it will make the other person happy. I don't know if my grandma told this to all of her grandkids, but to me, she said, be proud you're Métis. She like take my hand and say, you're Métis and you should be so proud. And I didn't know what that meant as a kid. And it was pretty intimidating to have grandma stare me down and tell me like passionately to be proud. But I'm really glad that she did now, because I know that she was proud of her heritage, and that, you know, her family taught her to be proud. For us now to get these chances in our generations is special and important. And if we want to take that chance, then we should.